What is going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Online video. I'm super excited because today we're taking a look at our very first Ultra Prism deck. I'm really hype on this set. I like it a lot. Going to be a lot of cool new decks that we're going to be trying out. So if you're not subscribed, definitely make sure you're subscribed down below so you can get updated anytime we post a new video. I'm going to be trying to do a video every single day until we, cover most of the decks that we're wanting to talk about. And we're going to start things off today with a really cool Leafeon Decidueye deck. I think this deck is really neat, using Leafeon-GX's Grand Bloom GX attack to get Decidueyes into play very quickly, and using the Breath of the Leaves ability to heal ourselves, all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this deck, and without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it by continuing to look at Leafeon-GX here, the 200 HP Stage 1 Grass-type Pokemon with that Breath of the Leaves ability. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, once during your turn, before you attack, you may heal 50 damage from one of your Pokemon that has any energy attached to it. So getting some good healing action going here. Solar Beam does 110 for a Grass and 2 Colorless, definitely a solid attack as well. But then the thing that makes this card really great is that Grand Bloom GX attack. For each of your benched basic Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck. So using that Grand Bloom GX attack, we're going to try to get a bunch of Decidueye-GX in play with that Feather Arrow ability. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Spreading some damage around helps that 110 number get boosted a lot and makes it a lot stronger than what it might have been initially. We've also got Razor Leaf here, 90 damage, definitely not bad, especially when we're attacking with a 240 HP Pokemon. And Hollow Hunt GX we probably won't use since we're trying to base our deck around this Grand Bloom GX attack. So we're probably not going to use Hollow Hunt, but we definitely could if we, go first, have a good setup, and don't really need to use Grand Bloom to get set up. And for some reason, PTCGO is like really messed up right now. It thinks that Dartrix evolves from Decidueye, not the other way around, but you guys know what it's supposed to be. So we're playing a 3-2 line of Leafeon and a 4-4-4 line of Decidueye. I just want to get those guys in play as quick as possible. And then, of course, 2 Tapu Lele-GX with that Wonder Tag ability, letting us search out supporter cards, putting them in our hands, helping us add some consistency to the deck. So let's expand it here. We're going to take a look at what else we have to work with. We do have 2 copies of Field Blower. This is going to be to deal with those Garbatoxin decks that could be running around. We definitely don't really like that because we're really ability-based, so getting rid of those tools will be nice. 1 copy of Pal Pad, a card that did just get reprinted in the new set. We're using the old artwork because, I don't know, I like them both, but I think I'm kind of a little partial to the old one. I typically choose to go with the older versions of artwork, but I do like this one, so either one is great. We've got 1 copy of Revitalizer if we discard Decidueyes early. It's just a really cool card to get them back into our hand instantly. Also 1 copy of Super Rod. Putting back basic energies can be nice, and then also with, getting back our Eevees and Leafeons if we need to. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, letting us search our deck for any Pokemon after we discard 2 cards. 3 copies of Brigette, want to get that on turn 1 as often as possible. 2 copies of Cynthia. I know I don't have the full arts yet. I'm going to wait till the price goes down a little bit. You guys know I typically like to do that whenever, new full arts come out. I waited a while to get Sycamores and Ultra Balls when those came out. I waited a while to get Choice Bands, so I'm going to do the same thing. I should be trying to trade for some Gardenias, though, because they're not very expensive, but we are playing 2 copies of Gardenia here. Heal 80 damage from one of your Pokemon that has any grass energy attached to it. So when combined with Breath of the Leaves, we have the potential to be healing 180 damage off of one of our Pokemon in a single turn, and we'll see if we can maybe pull that off today. I definitely think Gardenia is pretty decent in this deck. We've got 3 copies of Guzma to bring up whatever our opponent has on the bench, 2 copies of N, a little bit of Shuffle Draw Disruption, and then I think, this is the natural split right here. Normally, we would have played 4 in a deck like this. Now we can go 2 and 2. I've even considered going, 3 Sycamore, 3 Cynthia, but I think having multiple Sycamore is just really good to get that early, after our first turn, just being able to Sycamore to find Decidueyes as quick as possible. Speaking of which, we do have, indeed, 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, 1 copy of Choice Band, and 4 Float Stones. I'm trying this split out. I might go to 2 Choice Band, 3 Float Stones, but I think that this is pretty solid. I want to have the Float Stones as often as possible early on so we can get into a Leafeon-GX on turn 1 if we go second. And then also having Float Stones in play is just nice to be able to have that switching utility to use multiple Breath of the Leaves abilities in a single turn. And then to round things out, we do have 4 double Colorless energy and 7 grass energy, and there's the list, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. We're going to hop over to the Versus ladder. This is actually, as you'll see here, the only standard deck I have built right now, the only deck I have built period online right now, besides like a couple legacy decks. Usually I do this whenever there's a new set that comes out. I just delete all my old decks and start fresh with new ideas. So we're going up against Taiga here, playing a Psychic Dark deck. I'm not sure what this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to get used to seeing like all the new types and realizing what they all represent. We definitely want to try to avoid some Glaceon decks today. That's gonna be a little tough for our deck to deal with, but we do take a mulligan here, which is good because this first hand is pretty bad. But we'll see what my opponent's playing and see what we can get. Maybe it's gonna be like some sort of Turbo Darkrai deck using the new Darkrai Prism Star card, and we do get a Eevee on the start, which is definitely really solid. We'll click done, and we'll see what my opponent is working with on their side of the field. And it looks, oh, Stolly Hoopa Mill deck. Okay, so we're going to have to use Decidueye to ping this guy. Oh, is this like Quad Hoopa, or Quad Wobbuffet with Hoopas? This is pretty bad. Okay, so let's, we do have a Leafeon in our hand, so that's a little awkward if we prized one, but we'll go ahead and see if we have the other Leafeon in the deck. We do. Okay, so this is not going to be very fun, but we'll see what we can do to win this. I think we definitely just need to get a bunch of Decidueyes in play. We did prize a Rowlet, but we've got everything else as far as that Decidueye line goes. And we didn't prize, we prized one DCE, so that's pretty good as well. And, yeah, so we'll just go ahead and go get Leafeon-GX. I think here we will Ultra Ball. I think we'll discard Leafeon and the other Ultra Ball. No, I think we can get rid of Choice Band. We definitely don't need Choice Band. We'll keep the other Ultra Ball. And we'll just go get Lele. We'll go ahead and Wonder Tag for Brigette. I'm assuming we're playing up against like a Mill stall deck, so I'm not too worried about, you know, being super rapid to set up. We can take our time at least a little bit here. And we'll go ahead and get that Brigette going. And nope, don't want Eevees. Sorry about that. We'll get 3 Rowlets down. And then we'll pass onto our opponent's turn. So if we were going second, that would have been a great turn. But unfortunately, we were going first, as you guys saw. Looks like we're going to just see a Team Flare Grunt to start things off, though, and a pass onto our turn. We do top deck a Sycamore, which is actually great. We just need to find a Grass Energy, and we can get some evolutions going. We don't even really need it now at this point, I guess. So we can actually hit it with Leaf Blade. So we might want to try to do that, honestly. We'll put this energy here, and we might try to go like really aggressive next turn and go for a knockout. We'll just do this for now. We have Revitalizer to get back a Decidueye next turn. We could go ahead and play it, Ultra Ball away the Leafeon plus Guzma. No, I think we'll just hang on to it. Yeah, we could get another Dartrix in play, but this is fine. We'll just pass. We'll see, maybe our opponent has an Enhanced Hammer, maybe they don't. They haven't benched any Pokemon, but there is an Enhanced Hammer, unfortunately. I was trying to set up that Leaf Blade, but it's not going to work out. Just to pass onto our turn. There's an Eevee. We don't really need that at this point. Okay, so hopefully he just doesn't find himself any Wobbuffets. We'll go Ultra Ball away these two. Should we just go Lele for Sycamore here, I guess? Yeah. I think we're just going to go Lele for Sycamore. We can Ultra Ball, get another Decidueye. Or should we get another Dartrix? I think we get another Dartrix because that's what we're going to like try to attack with here, I think. And we're not going to be using Grand Bloom GX. It's actually better to save Hollow Hunt for this matchup, for sure. So I'm fine with that. We do have 4 Float Stones in the deck. We do find one there. Okay, so let's go ahead. Feather Arrow, so we don't forget. Should we go Float Stone, Retreat? I think we actually just hold it because then he can Flare Grunt. So I think we just put this here, hold the Float Stone, pass on to his turn. He can only remove this with a Crushing Hammerheads or like a Plumeria. Here comes a Kukui. Interesting to play Kukui in that deck. Maybe it's not a Hoopa deck? Like a Stall Mill deck? I don't know. Ooh, just a pass. Can we win this turn? 70 with the heads? No, we can't. But we can try to get another Decidueye in play. Do we want a Super Rod? Not yet, I don't think. We probably will at some point, though. We'll just go ahead and play the Cynthia. There's another Decidueye, and we're going to really pressure our opponent to find like a max potion here. Or another basic. They haven't even gotten into another basic. And we'll go Leaf Blade. Do flip heads, so that's 70. And one Feather Arrow will win us the game next turn. Let's see if they get another basic Pokemon. If only like there was something like Muscle Band for us to use. Looks like Mars is going to draw 2 cards and discard a random card from our hand. And they get rid of the Pal Pad, which is so bad for us. They do heal the damage off right there. Puzzle of Time looks like it's going to rearrange the top 3 maybe. Nope. Getting back Max Potion plus Enhanced Hammer. Going to get rid of that energy on our active. Oh, man. So we're going to attach an energy to the active. I don't think we're going to end. They do have a large hand, but they haven't done a ton yet. And we're just going to go Sharp Blade Quill. And if they don't heal, we'll be able to do something next turn. But they did just get the Max Potion back, right? Yeah, so they have a Max Potion in their hand. Maybe we should have ended there, actually. Ending there might have actually been the play. So that's kind of a silly mistake on my part. But he does get another basic down. So he's looks like playing... maybe just playing this for barrier with like counter energy or something like that? Maybe. Just to pass onto our turn. We'll go ahead and do this, I think. We'll put 1 Feather Arrow here, 1 on the active, and go for the Leaf Blade. Ooh, I guess that's assuming we hit a heads here, that this is the correct line. I was doing my math based off my damage last time, but we did get heads. So next turn we can double ping this to knock it out, and even if he does Max Potion it, we at least get to keep 20 damage in play. So that's good. Nest Ball. Oh, this is going to get a Wobbuffet, I'm sure. Yep. Oh, I don't like seeing Wobbuffet. And Acerola picks up the Hoopa. So this is not fun. We're going to have to swing into this guy a bunch. I'm looking back thinking maybe we should have just ended that last turn. We're going to hold the stuff in our hand, though. We do flip heads, so if we flip another heads, we'll take a knockout. Even if we flip tails, yeah, that's enough to knock it out. So we force him to find a Max Potion or something like that. Enhanced Hammer does get rid of a DCE. Lusamine going to put back, what, just 2 supporter cards? Cynthia plus Acerola. So we really want to just find an energy this turn. That's not an energy. We'll put a Float Stone to the active. Let's actually... Oh, I don't want to use Field Blower yet because he could play Fighting Fury Belt. And we'll just go in. We know he's got Acerola in his hand, and we just need to find 1 energy here if we can. We do get to take at least 1 knockout, so that is definitely solid. So we'll do that. We flip heads. I think we're 4 for 4 on Leaf Blade heads, so that's pretty funny. And we get a DCE, the only energy we prize, we get it out of the prizes, so that's solid for sure. He could also use Psychic to deal with Dartrix and knock it out, right? 20, 40, 60, 80. He does flip heads on a Crushing Hammer here. We know the Super Rod's in the deck. Ooh, Counter Catcher comes out. We do have a Float Stone in our hand, though. Team Skull Grunt, the blind Skull Grunt, gets 2 energy cards. That's really good for my opponent, really bad for me. 3, 4, 5. So we can just start actually triple Feather Arrow. We're not going to end because he doesn't have that many cards in his hand. We'll hold the Float Stone, and then we can actually attack the Mewtwo. I think we'll just go this way. This route, excuse me. And that's, I think, the issue with these decks in Standard is they don't have a ton of draw. You know, without Tropical Beach like Wailord decks haven't expanded, it's just a little hard for these decks to get things going, I think. So, you know, we're forcing him to find Acerola, Max Potion, something like that here. Skyla's probably going to find the Max Potion. Gonna go find Brigette, actually, so maybe conceding the Hoopa, or he's got a Max Potion in his hand. Yeah, just conceding the Hoopa, and I think we could end that Brigette away. Should we end it away? Let's actually take the prize first, and then decide based on what we get out of our prizes, and that actually keeps one more card in our deck as well, if we want to end. Okay, so we get a Guzma, which can let us use our abilities, so that's decent. I think it's risky. He's already used, like, we know he's got another Acerola in the deck because he's used it. He's got Lusamine in the discard so he can get the Lusamine chain going. Do we go for N? We know he's got the Brigette. I think we're going to go for the N. I'm not sure if this is totally correct, but we're going to do it. We do get an energy, so that's solid. We could Hollow Hunt this turn. Getting back DCE. I think I want to save Hollow Hunt until after we've used Super Rod to just get the most cards back in the deck. So I think we'll attach that here and we'll pass. And let's see, on my opponent's turn, what do they have? Did they draw back into Brigette? Was my N all for nothing? Do they have any sort of healing? If we can find a Float Stone next turn, we actually could win the game potentially. They're just going to Lusamine, so that means no Brigette. What does this find? What does this find? We can go Cynthia and try to find a Float Stone. Looks like they did get back Mars and Skyla, correct? It was Skyla. Ooh, gonna put a counter energy on the active, and Barrier only prevents attacks done by during your opponent's next turn, prevent all effects of attacks including damage done to this Pokemon. So I thought it was just basics, but it is not just basics. So he got back Mars and they got back Mars and Skyla. So we'll just go triple Feather Arrow. It's prevent during your opponent, prevent all effects of attacks including damage done to this Pokemon. It can't use it twice in a row. Okay. So we'll just Feather Arrow, and he has to heal this turn. He got Mars and Skyla. And even if he heals this turn, we could still potentially get the win on the next turn. He did find another basic, though, so that's going to delay that even more. Skyla here, probably going to find a Max Potion. No, actually going for Nest Ball. We might see him go Nest Ball into a Wobbuffet and retreat to Wob. Ooh, he's actually going to put the Parallel City in play, which allows him to reduce our damage, so we can't one-hit KO a Wobbuffet ever. But we'll see what happens here onto our turn. We could Guzma get a knockout. Guzma knockout, Feather Arrow 3 times on Wob. Feather Arrow once on Wob, maybe? 3 times on Wob. We just hit Wob, right? How many Guzmas do we have left? 1 left. We can go ahead and Super Rod. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just put back 3 grass. We could Guzma this, triple Feather Arrow hit. That doesn't really do anything. We're just going to Guzma this. And where do we put our Feather Arrows? Let's go definitely at least one on Wob so that we can knock it out next turn with a Razor Leaf. I guess we do need to put another one because of the Parallel City, though. So we'll go 2 on Wob. In case we can't find our blower, and we'll put 1 on Hoopa. And then we'll take a KO with Razor Leaf here. And I think we're eventually going to Hollow Hunt for like Pal Pad plus Super Rod plus an M. I think that keeps the most cards in our deck. Maybe Revital. No, we need to discard another Grass Pokemon for Revitalizer to get us another card. Mars is going to discard a random card. Just get rid of a Brigette. Okay, that's fine. Does play the Wobbuffet Break. Very interesting. So now this thing has 100 HP. Counter Catcher going to bring up a Decidueye. We do still have Float Stones available to us. There's a Grass Energy. I think we're just going to... Let's ping that once for sure. Ping... the active. I think we'll go on to the Wobbuffet Break. So next turn, if he doesn't bring this active, we knock it out. Do we want to Hollow Hunt yet? We could Hollow Hunt for... if we had put one more here... that's kind of bad. If we had put one more here instead of here, we could have Hollow Hunted for like Guzma to try to give ourselves game next turn. I'm like kind of tentative about even using Hollow Hunt yet. I think we get Super Rod, Pal Pad, and an N though. So we'll go ahead and do it. Super Rod, Pal Pad for sure. And we could get a Guzma. We do have one in the deck still, presumably. N gives us the most cards. We could get back double Colorless as well, but I think we're okay just like attaching 3 times to Decidueye with the Grass. He is going to be like disrupting us though, I'm assuming. We'll just get those 3. I'm not sure if that's correct, but we'll see. Cynthia gonna shuffle and draw 6. So this man plays a ton of supporters. That is crazy. And we'll see if he can find... He needs like Puzzles or Float Stone, or Max Potion. Sorry, not Float Stone, but he does find Max Potion. Gonna get rid of the damage on the Wobbuffet. We're gonna have to swing in, use Feather Arrows on that thing once again. We'll just do that. We will Feather Arrow. We're gonna go ahead and just hit this thing with the Feather Arrows. We could put 1 here. We'll put 1 here. No, I want this to be active, because as long as this is active, we're able to use our abilities. So we'll just pass. No reason to end yet. Okay. These games are so grindy and take a long time. Dang, we're down to 13 minutes there at 19. Guzma here is going to bring up Decidueye. I'm okay with that. Oh, I know it does bring up Wobbuffet, though. Okay, so we get Blower. Can't use our abilities. We can put back 2 Guzmas with Pal Pad. We can also just pass, but I don't want them to just have the infinite like amount of time. I don't know if our other Guzma is prized or not. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And we also have Float Stones, so... We'll wait and see. Like, if we draw a Float Stone or Guzma, we do have Field Blower, so we can get rid of this and take a knockout. He's going to use Gladion. What's he going to get? Oh, I guess we don't get to see. So this has 80 HP left, so we do need Field Blower. So Guzma gets us the Wob knockout, the Wob Break knockout, I should say. We'll just go ahead and get 3 energies on that thing. We'll pass. We could Cynthia and like try to find... Yeah, he's going to take away the Wob Break damage. Yeah, this isn't great. Okay, we get a Float Stone. If only that had been 1 turn earlier. Look-alike are right back at you. Discard all energy attached to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon is damaged by an attack equal to the damage from this Pokemon. So we'd only put 90 on us, so that doesn't do much. Not worried about that. We can do Float Stone. And I think we'll just go Razor Leaf, hit it. Put the pressure on. It's still 2-hit KOs through the Parallel City. I actually kind of forgot about that, but it does still 2-hit KO through Parallel City. So that's fine. This guy's probably like, what? He plays 3 Float Stone? Well, little does he know, we actually play a 4th, so if he counter catchers something else, we do have another Float Stone available to us. Field Blower, ooh, gonna get rid of Float Stones, that's not good. Probably the 2 down here. I would think that would make sense. He needs to find another counter catcher as well. Let's see if he found it this turn. There's another Wob Break. So we do get to claim a prize. There's a Float Stone. Gonna hold that. We'll just Razor Leaf, take the knockout. Not gonna play Field Blower unless we have to because, you know, want to keep as many cards as possible in our deck. There's the useless Gardenia. Not gonna be useful in this matchup. And man, this is a long first game. That's just how these games against these, you know, silly Wobbuffet decks are. Cynthia here is gonna find them some new cards though. I'm gonna be looking for some form of disruption, I'm sure. Crushing Hammer. Gonna try to remove an energy from our active. It does flip heads. But we do have the option to retreat to the other Decidueye, so that is decent. Passes on to our turn. There's a Sycamore. We're just gonna go ahead, not think too much about this. Retreat and Razor Leaf. 4-card hand. That's the like I said, this deck does not draw enough cards, I think, is the main issue. Max Potion there, so that's number 3. Okay, so let's see if they can combine this with an energy removal card. Team Flare Grunt, that's not great. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 1 more in the deck. We did not prize one, I remember. So we could actually Guzma, start pinging stuff with Feather Arrows. Do we want to do that? Kind of, yeah. We'll bring up this guy with a Float Stone. We'll use Feather Arrow, Hoopa. And I think we'll put 1 on one of the... We'll put 1 on each Wob. Just spread the damage a little bit. So he can't heal all 3 of them in 1 turn. Unless he uses last Max Potion plus double puzzle for 2 more Max Potions. But that's not a very good use of his time. It looks like we're just going to see a double puzzle come out here, though. Could get... like a Guzma, or counter catcher, I mean. I guess he would want Guzma, right, to bring Wobbuffet back active. Oh, he's rearranging the top 3. I shouldn't be able to play Captivating. I know, I guess it doesn't, because, like, he can still just look at our hand. Okay. So he's looking at our hand, seeing what we've got here. Looks like Acerola is going to pick up that Hoopa, unfortunately. So, on to our turn. We're just going to pass. I want to draw that last Grass Energy. Ooh, Flare Grunt. Actually, now that he's gotten rid of 3 Grass Energies, I'm okay using Super Rod this turn. There's Guzma. Not going to do anything for us, though. So we'll go Super Rod, 3 Grass. And we'll pass with this guy active. There's another Puzzle of Time, so it's just going to be using to rearrange the top 3. And I think this one will be kind of close. They actually only have 8 cards in their deck, so theoretically, how many Acerolas do they have left? They probably play Pal Pad. They're out of max potions, out of puzzles, so their only healing option is Acerola. They're down 2. They could, they have played 2 Lusamine. They're both in the discard, so if he only plays 2, that's good for us. And my opponent actually decks out before we do. Oh, Team Rocket's Handiwork. Forgot that that is a card. Thankfully, flipping 2 tails. That is not good. We can safely pass one more time. Okay, I thought we just glitched out for a second. I was like, oh no. This long game and you're going to glitch out on me? Are you kidding me? Brigette here. If he actually finds Pokemon to put down, we could in and deck him out, potentially? No, not going to find any Pokemon. We could in and leave him with just 2 cards. So we could attach in. And I think we do need to end just in case of a... Handiworks. We'll go ahead and do that. Attach and swing. He's only got 2 cards left in his deck now. Yes, we got the win. I thought we were in a good position there. My opponent must have seen the writing on the wall. So, man, those are long, long games, but we do come out on top with a W. That is crazy. Ooh, trades completed. Oh, gave a Brigette for a Ultra Prism pack. I will take that. And it looks like we got an uncommon chest as well. So we'll go ahead. We'll hop back in, grab another game. Leafeon Decidueye beating the stall deck out here, the Quad Wob with Hoopa. And Jabberdad here is playing what looks to be the hyped up Solgaleo Duskmane Necrozma deck. Or it's not Solgaleo, it's Duskmane Necrozma, but he looks like Solgaleo, so that's where like my confusion is going to come. So probably going to be Magnezone, all that stuff. So if he gets set up, he cannot KO a Decidueye without a Choice Band, so we're going to try to lead with some Decidueyes here and there. It's not really useful to heal 50 damage from a Pokemon with energy if you're getting one-shotted by everything, so... If they have a great setup, that's, you know, going to be all we can do about it. So it looks like we do have a turn 2 Grandbloom GX, though. So that is solid. Not a ton else after that to follow up. He is playing the Free Retreat Magnemite, which I think is the best Magnemite to play. And we're going to just see the raw Brigette coming out of my opponent's hand. Why can't I get raw Brigettes, man? That's all I want. Yep, sure enough, going to be Magnemites and Duskmane Necrozma. Could get a turn 2 KO on our active Leafeon-GX. That would be insane if my opponent does that. But we'll just have to see how good their hand is. So we'll go ahead, Energy Evolution. There we go. Always got to hold your breath in case you prize... In case you prize 2 Leafeons. So we actually prized a Dartrix. So we can go get 2 Rowlets and an Eevee with this Brigette. So we'll go Ultra Ball, get rid of Ultra Ball Gardenia. We'll go Lele for Brigette. And yeah, not sure how great Leafeon is going to be in this matchup. We definitely want to I would just go get 3 Rowlets with this if we had the 4th Dartrix in the deck, but we did indeed prize one. So I think it's fine to just get another Leafeon because of that. Yeah. I guess he could have a crazy turn where he Guzma KOs a Dartrix, but I'm doubting that's going to happen. So we'll go Dartrix, Leafeon, Dartrix. It's weird how it does this. It's not putting them on him immediately. It definitely should be. So we'll go get Dartrix, Leafeon, Dartrix, and Dartrix. So getting that turn 2 Grandbloom GX pretty sweet, but let's see what my opponent can do. They're giving us the well played. Do they just have turn 2 Magnezone in their hands? There's no way. They open up raw Brigette turn 2 Magnezone without doing anything. Lele Wonder Tag. They must have it, guys. They must have it. Gonna go for Cynthia, so maybe they don't have it. Maybe he's just giving us the well played because we got the turn 1 Yeah, he's just giving us the well played because we had turn 1 Grand Bloom. I thought he was giving us well played because he had just the best hand ever, but thankfully that is not the case because I do not want to see my opponent just lay down turn 2 Magnezone. But Ultra Ball here. Could he get a Magneton? Please, Magneton. Let me see a Magneton. Magneton. Yo, no. Looks like they did indeed draw into a rare candy. Let's see if they have energies, though. They will have an Instruct for at least one. They didn't retreat! Ooh, they won't have free retreat anymore because there is no other Magnemite on the bench. Uh-oh. Maybe a small mistake on my opponent's part? Could be a small mistake here. Let's see if it hurts them. Super Rod gonna put back 1 Metal Energy. Instruct will draw 3. Yeah, they definitely meant to retreat into Duskmane Necrozma, and they did not. Just a pass on our turn. Maybe they didn't actually mean to. Do we even want to put the Gardenia back? I don't want to put Brigette back or Gardenia. I think I'm just gonna Sycamore. I'm assuming everything's gonna get one-shotted basically, so. So we could knock out this Magnemite. That doesn't do a lot for us, though. What do we need as far as killing this? 150 HP. So if we top deck a Guzma, we could actually KO this, maybe? Should we go in on a play like that? Should we ping this thing once? Yeah, well, we could also just get another Decidueye next turn, so I think we'll just hit the Necrozma. That's safest, I think. And we'll just go pass. Ooh, maybe could have gone ahead and played the Field Blower, but I might want to wait and see if my opponent gets another Choice Band in play before we use that. But Professor's Letter here is just going to find 2 metals. And, we'll see where these Metal Energy are going to go. They could attach 1 to the active, 1 to this guy, retreat, and yeah, it looks like that's the route they're going to take. And then Meteor Tempest for 250 damage. Whew. Not what we want to be seeing. Okay, so what can we do? I think we're going to put the Float Stone on this. Okay. Gardenia, you're useless. We'll go ahead and Field Blower so he can't. He needs to find his other Choice Band to knock us out. If we find 2 Decidueye and a Choice Band, then we can knock this out. That's a lot to ask for, though. Let's see if we can do it. We only play the 1 Choice Band. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. So let's put... $20 here? Or here? Do we want to Guzma KO this at some point? I think so, right? Maybe not, though. We'll just put it here for now. We'll go ahead and retreat. And he could knock this out. He needs to find another Choice Band. I would assume this deck is normally going to be just playing 2. So he needs to find enough energy to power up, knock us out, and a... oh, there's just another Magnezone. So never mind. We're never going to Lysander Magnezone, or Guzma Magnezone KO it, because... we might Guzma and try to, stall it out, though. He's going to use Mount Coronet, get a couple of energies into his hand. He cannot use Sun's Eclipse GX because he can only use it if he has more prize cards remaining. He does not have more prize cards remaining. I'm going to put the 4 energies on the active. And Professor Sycamore. Going to just discard the Ultra Ball there. Does get the Choice Band. Are you kidding me? Wow. Not much we can do to that setup, guys. Turn 3, 2 Magnezones in play. Got the turn 2 GX knockout. I know it was turn 3, so this is turn 4, excuse me. And we have a dead hand. What is our outs? Sharp Blade Quill. This maybe. Sure. It's pretty unlikely we win this game at this point, though. We'll just go here. And we'll use Sharp Blade Quill, poke this guy. Maybe we can take a knockout, but all he needs is a Guzma and, like, an energy. But here comes a Float Stone. I wasn't sure if this deck, like, played Float Stone or not. I guess, I mean, there's not that, like, set in stone of a list out there right now. But, yeah, I mean, this, I guess, could be an issue with this deck. Like, this could just be kind of a hard matchup if they get that aggressive of a start. And we had, like, no response with what our hand was. Maybe if we had an N there. But then even then, like, we need an N, plus we need to find our other Field Blower that turn, honestly. Looks like he's just going to retreat to Lele, though, so maybe not having much of an option. Or it could just use Energy Drive to knock us out. Looks like that's the route they're going to take. So we could Guzma the other Magnezone. That's a lot of energies, and if he just, like, puts all these energies on this guy, there's, like, no way we win now, right? Because he KOs this, and he just needs to take one more prize, and he's got this totally powered up. No, he's actually powering up this one, though. If he puts a 4th energy here, we're going to concede. Because we can't win, because he's going to take the knockout here. Okay, so he has no metals in this discard. Ugh. He just retreats one off. All he does is retreat, Mount Coronet, and knockout. So he's got to get... this is not good. We're not going to win this game. That, I guess. So what do we definitely have to, like, Guzma this, I think. And this has the most HP, so we'll just send it up. We'll go ahead and put Float Stone. We'll go ahead and attach this here. I guess we should have held this Float Stone in case we get a Ultra Ball as our top deck. But we've got Sycamores in the deck, we've got N's in the deck, we've got Cynthia's in the deck, but he does just get the Guzma. It was pretty high odds he was going to get that one regardless, so taking a win against a really stall deck and then losing to just a super aggressive deck that is able to one-shot Decidueye. If he hadn't gotten the Choice Band that turn, we might have had a chance. I don't really know how I feel about it. Let's see. Ooh, lots of trades completed. Getting rid of that Palkia, yes. Pulled that in my video. I didn't. Oh, and we get some Cynthias to trade away. That is great. Look at these good trades coming through. Look, I just gave one Cynthia for 2 packs, and I got 4 Cynthias for 1 pack. And look at this. Working on getting our Lil and Doug trios. That's going to be our next video, guys. Spoiler alert right there. I love that card. So that is going to do it for today's video. Got one really good game in where we you know, had a really long grindy game, but we did get the W. And then one that just like that setup was too good for my opponent. They had the turn 2 Magnezone, but they just didn't retreat correctly. I don't know if they had the knockout on my active though, but you know, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think of this deck down below. Definitely make sure you subscribe so you can check out all of our other Ultra Prism videos once they come out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Your love and support means so much to me, and I'm going to get out of here. Until next time, guys, take care.